All right, today's episode on Tequila Forever Tequila. I'm going to be doing a review on Tequila Cruz del Sol. Check it out. This is the Añejo coming at number 1455. I believe the distillery is Fábrica de Tequila El Nacimiento. Now, the Cruz Tequila was created years ago when a man named Pep and his brother Saulo and a friend Todd Nelson, I guess they declared that they could make their own tequila and it would be better than the stuff that they were currently drinking. I believe they didn't have, any knowledge, when it came to like the manufacturing aspects of tequila. But, they were determined to create their own brand, from scratch. I believe both the brothers live in Arizona, and they say they grew up, near the highlands of Jalisco. And I guess later they returned to Mexico to learn how to make tequila. And they had family members that grew and ran manufacturing plants, with the agaves. So, after trying to get a lot of things figured out, how they're going to do the things, I believe it took them like 3 years from what they said to come up with the flavor profile that they were looking for. Now here I got the Añejo. This is aged for 16 months in previously used whiskey barrels. And then they make, I think, 10,000 bottles a year. So it's very like small batches. Every bottle is numbered. You guys can see that right there. This bottle number is 2,161. It's all natural fermentation. The bottles, I guess, are eco-friendly. They're recycled. So this tequila, it's coming from the highlands. Where this has the rich red soils. They use, traditional hornos or brick ovens, where it's high pressure steamed. I believe it's cooked for 2 days, then it's cooled off, and after it's nice and cool, they go on and extract it. So they're proud to say that this product is not mass produced. Their water source is deep well water, I believe. And let's see, they also say there's no chemicals, no additives or flavorings. It's 100% natural fermentation, everything. So I think this brand, if I'm not mistaken, came out, I think it was in 2005. It was those two brothers, but they've obviously been working on this before that. If you guys want to check out more about that, go ahead. So I don't know honestly if this tequila is being produced or not. You know what I mean? Like they still got their website up and running, and I found this tequila a while back, and it's covered in dust, and it looked kind of old. I'm not really too sure this is one of the early ones or not, but or how long ago they stopped making them, or if they are still making them or whatever. But I'm into tequilas that are rare, hard to find. The kind of tequila that's limited production or limited editions. Tequilas that were previously made at a different number. I'm not about trying to get all kinds of views and stuff, trying to keep up with all the tequilas that are coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this tequila just came out, and people are gonna want to hear about it, know about it and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I do whatever stuff that I find, even if I never heard of it, might be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be good, and the only way to know is if you try them. There's a lot of tequilas that there's no information even on Tequila Matchmaker. And me personally, I like to, I find a tequila, I'm like, well, let's try it out, whatever, and then later you can check them out or whatever, you know what I mean? See if I can get this open, because sometimes they break, you know what I mean? And I think this one might actually break, because I can see that it's not really moving. Yeah, it's gonna suck if it breaks. But anyways, I'll get it open right now. You guys can take a look at that bottle right there.
Wow.
You know, it's the side of it. There's the back. You know, there's the cap right there. It's a really light añejo. It says here, Cruz del Sol is authentic, 100% estate grown blue agave. Tequila handcrafted in small batches and bottled in hand blown and hand numbered eco-friendly recycled glass, featuring our signature cross of quality. Yeah, I think this bastard's gonna break. Oh, it's coming out. God damn. Well, I mean, from the looks of it, I guess, you know, they glued that or whatever. It's coming out from the bottom, but it might be an artificial cork right here. Well, at least it came out. Let's go ahead and pour this out. All right, so now I got my glass poured up. Let's go ahead and look at that in the glass. It's a really light straw yellow. And then we'll swirl that up a little bit. So I'm taking a look at the viscosity right here. It's actually holding up quite well. I'm starting to see some tears breaking down right now. All right, let's see what we get on the nose. Okay, so what I'm picking up in this tequila is I'm picking up alcohol, very light caramel, agave, vegetables, a little bit of oak, and vanilla. That's pretty much it, you know, nothing crazy, just pretty simple, you know? But let's see how that is on the mouth. So what I'm gonna say on the mouthfeel, it's silky, but it's very light. And on the taste, what I'm picking up is, I'm picking up some caramel, vanilla, some butterscotch. Let's see. I'm picking up a little bit of oak. There is a little bit of heat on this tequila. And you know what? That's about it. You know, I'm not getting anything crazy, you know what I mean? Like, this is not my first glass, you know what I'm saying? Audio was a little bit fucked up. And the other one, so I had to cut that scene out. See, the bottle went down a little bit, but I got the mouthful acclimated and everything. And now that I'm tasting it again, you know what I'm saying? Being the second glass. Or third. Actually tastes a little bit better. You do get a little bit of those vegetable notes. So yeah, like I said, it's nothing crazy, nothing complex. Like on the taste, I just got a little bit of veggies, you know, caramel, vanilla, butterscotch, oak. You do get a little bit of agave. Nothing complex, nothing crazy. I think that it's all right, you know. I think I'm gonna rate this. I'm gonna give this an 84 on Tequila Matchmaker. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad tequila. I think this goes anywhere from like, 45 to $60 or something like that. It's not bad, to be honest. But I probably wouldn't recommend it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like to try new tequilas like I do, you want to try it just for fun, then yeah, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like looking for a really good tequila, something more complex, something with a lot more flavor, this is not it. So I'm not gonna recommend it. You know what I mean? If you find it for like $40, fuck it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's what I think on this. Not bad. It's all right. I wouldn't recommend it, but I give it an 84. That's that. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you and salute.